on with me tonight. It's so exciting to have you. I'll just introduce ourselves and we dive straight in. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I'm Mel, the founder of Marinda Botanicals, a skincare range for busy women. And I'm here joined by Suzi Dent, an amazing makeup artist, motivational speaker, and TV personality, I should say, as well. And Suzi has written a book, 60 is the New 40. And I'm super excited to maybe talk a little bit about that as well. And we're here tonight to talk about aging gracefully with self-love and self-respect. So Suzi, before we dive into everything else, just tell us a little bit, how did you become a makeup artist and inspirational speaker and everything else that you do?
Oh, thank you. Hi, everyone. So I became a makeup artist when I was 21. I didn't know there was such a thing as a makeup artist. When I was going through high school, I was either behind the stage doing everybody's hair and makeup because I've always had a flair for it, or in front of the stage, like on the stage, actually acting or singing. And my mother, she was an Avon lady, so I was always surrounded by makeup. And back then, lipsticks particularly had this real smell about them. And they say with actors on stage, you know, you can smell the grease paint. When I went overseas when I was 21, and I was going to stay there, and I learnt that there was such a thing as a makeup artist. And I said to my parents, I will come home if you can find me a school to study at, because this is what I want to do. Otherwise, I'm staying here and I'm going to stay and learn with the BBC. So my father found me the only school that was in Australia and New Zealand. He got me in, which was great because they only took 25 people a year. And the rest, as they say, is history. I've worked as a makeup and hair artist for over 40 years now in film and television, in the entertainment industry. I love it. I'm so grateful that I've been able to work at my passion for all this time. I became a motivational speaker because I changed my life when I was 55. Life sent me this little message, and I'm a big believer in trusting in the universe and the things that they send to you. And I was asked to be a beauty queen, to be a contestant, a beauty queen in a Mrs. Australia Earth competition.
Oh,
And I hadn't worn dresses. I had not worn dresses for 30 years. I didn't have any high heel shoes. I realised that I was being sent this sliding doors moment, that if I stayed where I was, which was actually in an unhappy marriage, and not happy with myself, if nothing would change. But if I said yes to this extraordinary experience, who knows what would happen? And I thought it would really help my husband and I. So I said yes. And I'm a big believer in saying yes to the opportunities that life sent you. And to cut a long story short, I won the first Mrs. Earth Australia, which was amazing at the young age of 55 as the oldest competitor. I found myself 3 months later in Vegas representing Australia with 36 women from around the world. From the ages of 21, I came third in the world, which was just mind-blowing. I had so much press, and I was representing a charity called Souls for Souls. And I feel that I've learnt in life that when you do things for other people, lots of things seem to come to you. So I joined I said yes to the pageantry because I wanted to raise money for this charity called Souls for Souls. I had no idea that the experience would change my life. I was speaking at all sorts of women's breakfasts and Rotary meetings and talking about the charity, and I'd have this sash and my tiara on, you know. And then, of course, when I won, I'd learnt more about press and about speaking. I had a PR agent. I had speaking coaches come to me to train me and teach me how to speak even better. And I've become a speaker because of that. And now I've spoken all around the world. I'm so grateful and honoured that some of the journeys that I've been on in my life, I've been seen by and heard by over 30 million people. That was just last year in the UK. So life is extraordinary sometimes, Mel. You've just got to go with the flow and say yes to the opportunities that come to you.
Yeah, wow, that is amazing. And congratulations on winning the Miss Earth Australia and then coming third in the world. I mean, that is just amazing.
It was, look, you know what? the great thing is that half the women I was competing against, I could have given birth to. So I really liked that because, and I ended up inspiring. At one stage, I was the oldest beauty queen in Australia. I inspired a whole lot of other women that were older to actually take a leap of faith and get outside of their comfort zone and also do things that were extraordinary. I had no idea that my journey was going to help other people. And I'm a big believer in I'm a natural beauty. I don't do chemicals or injectables or anything like that. And I had to practice wearing those high heel shoes for several weeks to be able to walk in them. But I had an
I would have to
amazing,
as well.
look, it changed my life. It absolutely changed my life. The doors of motivational speaking opened to me. So many doors opened to me. And I was able to inspire older women. And that's where my book comes from. It's probably back to front. 60 is the new 40, the ultimate guide to defying age. Because society tells older women and men that if you're over 50, you've got one foot inside the grave and you may as well just quit because you're gonna retire soon and you're gonna die soon. And that's so not true. If we don't pay attention to the age number that society puts on us and just use our maturity and our life experience to just say yes and do anything that we want to do, you change your path and you actually will find out that you've changed your path to the one that you were really supposed to be on all that time.
Yeah.
So you spend a lot of time in your youth figuring out who you are, then you get to midlife and it's like, well, who am I? Let's go for it.
Exactly. And sometimes you just got to say yes, and then you just, don't worry about it, just do it. I actually had a similar experience earlier this year. I was invited to participate in a 40 women over 40 feature from a local photographer. And so she invited me along and we had this beautiful photo shoot, and she has taken the most amazing pictures of me. Like, she's really brought the best out in me, and like, I still can't stop looking at them because they're just, it really helped me boost my self-confidence and self-worth, and the whole lot. It was just such an amazing experience. And the reason it came about was also because as you get older, as you just said, a lot of people think that once you're 50 you have half a foot in the grave, and it basically came about for those same reasons, to show that we're still here, right?
Oh, absolutely. And there's a lot of, we're actually surrounded by advertising that promotes anti-aging and youthful images. And women and men are both, from a very young age, being told that aging is an anti thing, and it's absolutely not, And you see women's dress shops that are traditionally for like older women, that are marketed towards older women. You'll see on the walls, you'll see photographs of 35-year-old women to market to 70-year-olds and 60-year-olds. And I find that insulting. It's like, why don't you put a good-looking 60-year-old up there with a couple of wrinkles and you'll sell
Exactly.
a lot more products than if you're telling all these women that they're not good enough at the age that they're at.
Yeah.
And going through menopause for women is a really tough time. Men also go through changes with testosterone decreasing and getting dad bods. And when you get into your 50s in this midlife, you really do, if you haven't dealt with the stuff that you've been carrying your whole life, you certainly deal with it in your 50s. And you come out the other side, you actually blossom the other side of menopause. You either, you sink or swim. And that's where, like, aging gracefully and being really kind to yourself and learning how to manage your mind and have mind mastery. Men in Australia, you've probably heard this, they have a saying. I had a friend who used to do this all the time until I spoke to him. He'd say, how are you going? He'd go, oh, doing okay for an old bloke. And I go, but mate, you're 10 years younger than me. Do you realise that maybe 10, 15 times a day, you're actually saying this same thing? So you're actually telling yourself that you're old, that you're an old bloke, and you're actually not an old bloke, but you keep saying this. So in your mind, you're going to convince yourself that you're old. So if you keep saying that you're old, you'll be old and you'll get old and you'll get what you're wishing for. So be careful what you wish for and be careful of how you describe yourself to yourself, because you will get what you want. So my thing is, I always tell people that, I say, how are you? And I say, fit, young, strong and vital, thanks. And then they laugh. Then you have this beautiful exchange of energy, rather than I'm old. Because I'm not old, and I'm planning on living till I'm 110. So I'm technically only halfway there.
I love that. Oh my God, that is amazing, Susie. Yes, so you said definitely it's all about aging gracefully. And, you know, I think positive self-talk, self-love, and self-respect has got something like a lot to do with, you know, aging gracefully. And um, peacefully is not the word I was looking for, but yeah, I lost a word. I was thinking about something and then I lost a word. But yes, no, it's definitely all about, you know, being kind and gentle to yourself. And like you said in the example, it's definitely about staying positive and not telling yourself and other people that you're old. Because as you said, you know, you say it all over and over and over again, and then you believe it. This is part of manifesting and, you know, the law of attraction. And, you know, the I am statements, they are very powerful, and it's definitely so important to keep them always positive. And yeah, do you have any I am affirmations, positive statements?
Most of my statements are positive. I'm a big believer in gratitude. I start the day really grateful. I'm also into physical fitness. I feel that as at any age, it's really important that we cherish the body that we're in. We're spiritual beings inside physical form. Right. So if you don't fuel your form right, and if you don't exercise your body, move it or lose it, you'll actually lose it, which is, you know, not going to be a good thing. So it's really important, even if you just walk around the block a couple of times, a couple of times a week, that'd be really good. But if if you get to the stage where you don't have the upper body strength to pick yourself up off the floor if you fall over, that's not good.
No.
That's when people die. You know, if you can't walk up a flight of stairs without puffing, that's no good either. You know, you've got to, you know, and I'm not saying with diet, you know, you've got to be really full on about it. I love chocolate and it loves me, but I still really eat, like I eat raw vegetables, and I have I watch my nutrition, and I have supplements that are good for my body. And we've got to be careful of our soul as well, and our minds, and being grateful every morning that I've woken up, that I feel strong, that I'm able to go to the pool and swim 30 laps a day. It's like I'm in the pool. I'm like, I'm in the pool. This is great. I'm feeling stronger every day. You know, my heart's beating. Everything's great, because life is short. And if you don't really look after your body, and your mind and your soul, you know, move it or lose it, you will lose it. And it's up to us. No one's going to look after your body for you more than you are. Right? Exactly. No one's going to do it. No one's going to twist your arm. It's just not going to happen, you know. So you've got to make it happen.
Yeah, and we only have one health, and it's a gift, and we should definitely treasure it as such as well, because if we don't look after it, there will be eventually the turning point where it could unfortunately go downhill. And yeah, you don't want to find yourself in that situation where you think, oh, I wish I had looked after myself better in my body, and I wish I had drank less, smoked less, and eaten less junk food and
things that's like right.
That.
When it's too late.
Yeah.
When it's too late, you know. And that's no good, you know, really. Yeah. And you never know what's going to happen in life.
Exactly.
So if you've helped yourself and looked after yourself, that's the most important thing I think that you can do.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. Do you have any other tips to share with our audiences, Suzi?
Gratitude, joy, mindset, physical fitness, diet, taking on things, losing the fearlessness. Don't be scared about doing anything and trying things that are new. Don't be putting yourself in a place where you actually care about what other people think. When you get older, you really do get to the stage where it's like, I don't care what you think about me. I'm going to go and do whatever. I'm going to do this because it makes my heart sing. And I think that's really important. A lot of the time when we're younger, we actually we operate on this fear, what will people think of me? What will my parents think? Or what will my friends think? Or will I be rubbish? Or if I can't talk, or maybe I'll be stupid, or maybe I'll make a mistake. No one cares. Just go for it. Give stuff a go. So important.
It is. I'm pretty lucky. I've actually been completely the opposite my entire life. Like I don't really care what other people think as much, like definitely not neighbors or anything like that.
It's so important to be that.
Yeah,
I'm
to
trying
just live your own
to
life.
join you on my laptop now because for some unknown reason my phone looks like it's going to run out.
Oh, okay.
So this is really fun, isn't it? This is where aging is a problem for me, with technology. And I'm sure there's people that are watching right now that are nodding because they either know me or they have problems with technology as well.
Yeah, your laptop
So,
won't work for an Instagram live, so unfortunately you do have to be on your phone.
oh, that's why then. See, I didn't know that. I've learned something today. That's why it wouldn't work. So there's no point in me trying to push all these little buttons
Yeah.
because it's not going to happen.
No.
I'm just going to trust that there is enough here on my phone, and so everything will be fine because I charged it up. So you've got to love that, don't you?
Yes,
So what about you?
definitely.
What points do you have about aging? What sort of things are you doing on your aging journey to age gracefully? Apart from you have a wonderful skincare range, which is a natural range, which is also really important to look after your skin. Moisturize from the inside and the outside. Drink lots of water. And put moisturizer on your skin, you know.
Exactly.
If you know, I think I'll quickly say this just in case I get cut off. I had someone ask me the other day about they had like when you get older, some people get really wrinkly skin on their arms and legs. It's a lack of collagen. You can take collagen in many forms, but take it internally.
Yeah.
And I'm a big I love castor oil. I put castor oil on my face all the time and on my hair, on my scalp, because castor oil is full of omega-3, 6 and 9, so you're actually feeding your face. So it's important to moisturize and drink lots of water. And drinking copious amounts of tea doesn't count because I know that. So I tend to drink a lot of water as well, and that keeps your skin nice and dewy.
Yeah.
And gets rid of any of those fine lines. Having worked as a makeup artist, and I'm heavily into skincare for such a long time, we get natural lines, and that's okay. But if you moisturise and weight train, says someone, yes, that's exactly right. I was using my weights today. Here you go. Here's my arms.
Awesome.
There you go.
Yeah, very good.
Done.
Vitamin C is something else that we can take in form of, you know, oranges and lemons and things like that, because vitamin C helps with the collagen production internally. So always add vitamin C to your diet.
Oh, absolutely. That's right. Bone broth is really good. There's a great Australian company called Saname that do bone broth. I also take a supplement called NMN, which activates NAD inside the body. And that's fantastic. That gives you, sometimes we can get tired, we feel tired. Or if we have too much sugar in our diet, we get a sugar high and then we crash and we get carbohydrate load. It makes us feel tired. NMN works on the body. I can't really tell you how now, but it makes you feel really good. It keeps you really alert, keeps my brain really alert. I sleep really well. I also am ambassador for Nature's Help, which is a wonderful range. They're the ones I'm a TV presenter for on TVSN. A wonderful range of products designed by women for women. There's also products there that men can take as well, to really balance your hormones, and balance everything inside your body. So if we age with as much balance really as we can, mind, body, spirit, nutrients, then we're gonna give ourselves the best shot to age gracefully. And I think aging gracefully to me is not using filters on your photographs. It's not putting lots of Botox and stuff into your skin, which if that's what you're into, that's all good. I'm just not into needles. I'm not into toxins. I'd rather drink water and eat raw broccoli than stick a needle in my face, to be quite honest.
Yep.
And stress. Stress is the number one cause of aging for all adults on the planet.
Yeah.
So watch your stress levels. Stress will age you faster than anything. So if you're in a relationship that's causing you stress, deal with it, get counselling, sort it out, or leave. If you're in a friendship that's not working, or a job that's not working, that's causing you stress, stress really has to be managed. You can really push yourself over the edge with having too much stress in your life. And then, of course, people, if they're stressed, they're going to turn to drugs, they're going to turn to alcohol, they're going to turn to anything to numb themselves from the stress and just push forwards in the day. Because our lives, they move so fast now. Life is so hectic. We have all the social media, and we've got to post every day, and we've got to do this, and we've got to do that, and which is great because I get to meet people like you, and we get to meet people all around the world and connect with people everywhere, which is really cool. I've made some really beautiful friends on Facebook that have become real friends, like, you know, to actually see in real life. Not that they're not real, but you can actually touch them. And that's amazing. So it's opened up the world to everyone. But I think there's a little bit of pressure on what to post and how to post. And we see so many people putting filters on and spending so much time making themselves look wrinkle-free. So I met this woman once, really lovely lady. She knew who I was, but she didn't look the same because she'd always had this frozen image on Facebook, and then when I met her in real life, her face was moving, wasn't it? And her face was like 30 years older than the 12-year-old that she presented. So I didn't recognise her at all. It took me ages, and I had a girlfriend with me, and I'm just like, oh my God, there she is. So she figured it out for me, which was great because I was quite embarrassed, not embarrassed, but I was like, okay, maybe it'll come to me who you are. So be careful of, you know, presenting yourselves in a way that is not authentic.
Just be
You know,
yourself.
just be yourself because no one cares really. And I find as a beauty queen, I am a big believer in not putting filters on. And as I'm 62 now, and I really like to help educate women in their 30s and 40s by not putting filters on. It's like, this is what 62 looks like. I've got a couple of wrinkles, and that's okay. There's nothing anti about it, you know. So growing old gracefully, I think, is to accept who you are, enjoy who you are, and get out and live life and do the stuff that you want to do that you might not have done when you were younger. And
And
do
it
what makes you
doesn't.
happy.
And it doesn't mean that you have to restrict yourself. For example, you know how you said that you love chocolate and chocolate loves you, and you know, I do like a little bit of a drink. I actually stopped 6 weeks ago. I'm very happy with myself and very proud that I haven't touched a drink for 6 weeks because, like, I literally struggled. There was a time in my life where I wasn't drinking for 7 years, and then I started, and then I literally was not able to stop. And so it's still really hard for me 6 weeks in, but it doesn't mean that you got to stop everything. You know, you can still enjoy the sweets or the chocolate or a bit of alcohol every now and then. It just, you know, you just have to be a little bit more mindful about it, I suppose.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, and look, it's I mean, I know they say everything in moderation, but a good binge does do the world of good every now and again, I reckon,
Yes.
on whatever it is that you binge. And sometimes you probably would have started drinking again because something pushed you there, some sort of stressor in your life that you needed to have that feeling of numbness again, and that's what happens to all of us. And then we get caught in that cycle again of drinking, smoking, eating, whatever it is that is our thing. And then we feel bad for doing it, and then we do more of it because we're already there. So it's mind mastery is it's hard.
It is.
And sometimes it's hard living, and it's hard to show up for yourself every day and be determined to do things. You know, exercising is hard. I just finished the 30-day planking challenge on my Facebook page that was starting planking at 30 seconds, and we worked up to 3 minutes, which was really hard. And there was and I was doing it with women from around the world, which was great. And I was putting a video up every day, and it was hard. And sometimes I didn't feel like it, and my back hurt, and I didn't want to do it. But I had other people there egging me on. And I think we can't do this life alone. We have to have a tribe around us of trusted people, friends, women and men, because it's good to have that nice yin-yang balance, but we need to have tribe. You need to have people that you can reach out to and offload to if you're having a bad day. And I think that's what really helps, trusting other people, having those trusted friends to stop us doing the poisonous things, if you like, that we may lose control over once we start.
Exactly. Well, that was amazing, Suzi. Thank you so much for jumping on this live with me tonight. It was absolutely fantastic. If anyone is watching the replay and you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below and we'll get back to you at a later stage.
We will.
Thanks so much for tuning in. Thank you, Suzi.
Thank you, Mel. Thanks,
Have a good
everyone.
night.
Bye.
Bye.